when you look at where you get your drive or your character, I'm a very curious person, and the more I started researching about my ancestry, and I realized they're colonizers. You know, they're the ones who came. They're settlers. They're every job that I've had has been pretty much like a startup, and so when I think about the family coming and starting up the new Spain, which turned out to be San Antonio, I think, oh my gosh, that's where it comes from. That's where that drive comes from, to experience new things and to never be satisfied, to always want to know more. Mm-hmm. And the more I know, the more I seek. My father died at a very young age, so he would listen to his grandfather's stories, and this is why a lot of that was passed on to our family. I learned a lot from him, and it wasn't until I got older that I realized all that my father had researched and all the family history that we had, and it's kind of sort of wrapped it all together of where our heritage was from. All of this documentation that we have, that we've accumulated, that was scattered. And because of my father now, we're able to put it all together in a logical manner and expose it. And my kids now can see it. And my one grandbaby will be able to see it. And they're so excited. They want to pass it on. To me, that's my vision, to bring the young people aware of this and to be able to see what what it looks like. You don't have to read it from a book. You can come here and look at it. If it were fixed up and it were more receptive and shown and preserved, where people can see the history of it, especially now with the Tejano community, we're growing. And I don't want to lose that. It's like we just started understanding our heritage. I'll never forget when they first surfaced. My husband and I had come here from Austin, and my father told my husband, hijo, come with me to the ranch. I want you to help me move something. And my dad had an old truck at the time, and Pete said, okay, no problem. And he goes, Adolf, what are we going to go move? Oh, the gates to the Alamo. And my husband said, he just went like, yeah, right, okay. Okay, so what really are we going to move? And my father didn't answer him and stuff. And Pete says he will never, ever doubt my father again. He's just the ranch has been threatened in so many ways. It's by expansion, suburban expansion, and the development. And it's a struggle to preserve and financially maintain it due to its limited use. Buildings that are very small and fragile, they're difficult to maintain and expensive to restore. Everybody in the family got a little stronger that we weren't going to sell it. I mean, because, this is what Grandpa, this is what everybody went, no, we want to keep it. But then as the reality starts hitting in, and we could do that as long as my mother was still alive. And so the reality really hasn't hit until my mother's passing. And that now it's three of us versus, them. And so that's where the hardships starting to, and this is when, for the last, 5 years or so, where you start getting panicky, like, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? How can I make it happen? And luckily, at least through the 5 acres, the Conservation Society, that's one avenue. By all means, it's not the last, but at least it's a start, that I can at least breathe a little better now.